Hi here. This is a reading for the sign of Pisces. We're going to pull two cards from the Thoth deck, and that's going to represent the energy that is currently surrounding you. What we see on the bottom of the Thoth deck is going to represent your general energy. We're then going to pull 9 cards from the huge tarot deck and turn those over little by little to see what story or messages unfold. What we see on the bottom of that deck is going to represent the general theme of this reading. We're then going to pull 1 card from the shadow deck to see what is in your unconscious energy. And what we see on the bottom of that deck is going to represent what you don't see coming. So let's just see what happens. All right. So today we are tapping into the energy of the sign of Pisces. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, however you want to identify or are currently identifying with the energy of the sign of Pisces, you can use that as a way to help interpret the messages that are coming through today. And if the things that are coming through do not seem to fit your situation, that's okay. Don't try to force anything. You can always check your other placements, or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Pisceans today. So let us see what messages we can tap into, what things we can think about, things that we need to have our attention brought towards for the sign of Pisces. Let's get a little good shuffle here, and then we're going to draw 2 cards to see what is going on around you and the energy you are currently, sort of what your general energy is. All right. Okay, so let's pull 2 cards from here. I get 1, 2, and your current energy is the 8 of Cups. So that is a card of sort of walking away from something that you know is no longer really meant for you. It's walking away from something. It's an emotionally difficult situation, but it's not one that is like a breaking point where this something has to be done now. This is the energy of realizing that something is just not serving you anymore, and it's time to walk away and find something else. So if you imagine your cups inside of you as being the receptacles for your emotions, this is realizing that you need to go elsewhere to find something to fill your cups with. You need to find whatever you are currently engaged in, or whatever you are currently trying to work through. This is the card of realizing it's time to walk away from that situation and move on to something else. And you can always return to it later, but for now it's time to go and search for that fulfillment elsewhere, to look for other cups to fill your emotional nature with. So that is the general energy that you have. Let's see what's going on around you. Oh, Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Okay. So that's some nice energy. So the Ace of Discs or Pentacles is a new opportunity. Some new option is probably presented itself, or is going to present itself to you here. So whatever you're walking away from, this is probably the kind of situation where you're leaving something behind so you can make room for something new. That is potentially going to be something bigger and better than whatever it is you're currently dealing with. And the Hierophant here. This could mean either you're going to find some new sort of thing to commit your time to, likely something out in the world, maybe some group or something you're going to attach yourself to, or maybe you're going to be seeking guidance from someone to help you understand how to do this opportunity, make this opportunity grow and whatever it is for you in your situation. But yeah, I see this as you're sort of walking away from something because you're just not feeling the fulfillment you need, but in its place there will be something new that will be provided to you, and there's going to be some level of guidance that you're going to get while you're doing this as well. Or it could also mean that whatever this opportunity is, it could be a way to maybe give back to your community, your social structures that are around you. This could be something that's involved with those, and maybe you're either joining some new group or, getting more invested in something that you're already working on. But I definitely see this as leaving something behind to make space for something new that's going to be a sort of bigger, maybe more long-lasting opportunity. So that's pretty nice. That's not a bad start. Let's see what we get from here. I mean, sometimes the Eight of Cups does have a sort of a negative vibe attached to it, because it is something that is somewhat difficult. But again, it's really walking away from something that's not serving you, not because you have to get away from it, but because you've realized now's the time to move away. And I see this with the energy around you, is that you're going to be making space for something new to come into your life. Okay, so let's see what the Huge Tarot deck is going to tell us. This is a traditional Rider-Waite deck. So we're going to pull 9 cards from this deck here, and we're going to see what story is being told here. This is kind of like you, this is the setting. Now let's see what's actually going on. Let's get a good shuffle on this. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay, so we're going to pull 9 cards from this deck. All right, and the theme is the Five of Swords. Interesting. So that is a defeat. That is some kind of something you're involved with, or something that is in your whatever you're dealing with in your life right now. You probably feel some level of defeat. Either a person is maybe like trying to pull one over on you, or maybe you're in a situation where it's just like I mean, with this energy of enough is enough, I'm going to walk away from this. I get the feeling that this is representative of whatever it is that you're walking away from. I mean, whether that's a person or a job or just some kind of negative situation. I think you're done fighting whatever this battle is, and you're ready to move on to something new. That's the general theme of what's going on here. So we start here at the top with the Seven of Wands. So that is a nice place to be, really. That's knowing that you have the high ground in whatever situation you're a part of, and knowing that you have a nice defendable position. It doesn't necessarily mean victory, but it means that you've got some sort of advantage over whatever it is that you're dealing with. So whatever that means for you, again, there's not enough here to really say what that advantage might be, but even though you are going through this defeat, it seems like you're still in a pretty good position as this is unfolding. So let's see what else we get from here. Okay, we have the Page of Cups and Justice. So, interesting. So with the Page of Cups, again, I think this might be representative of what it is that you're trying to find as you're walking away from this situation. Whatever it is that you're had enough with, the Page of Cups is representative of the thing you are moving towards, or the thing that you're seeking as you walk away from this situation. Again, whether that's a person or a job or whatever your situation is, I think the reason we have the Seven of Wands, why you're in an advantageous position, is because even though you are being defeated on one level, or if there's some kind of loss that's occurring at some level, you in some sense know that whatever you're moving towards is going to be better. And so that Page of Cups is what is being walked towards as you're walking away from whatever this is representative for, in your situation. And Justice is, yeah, I mean, again, I think the reason we have these Seven of Wands here is because you know things are going to work out in the best way possible. The Justice card here is that, whatever it is or whoever it is that has wronged you with this Five of Swords, it's things will be balanced. Whatever negativity has been in your life, whatever situations you're dealing with, a balance will be obtained and the wrongs will be righted in some shape or form. And you know this, and so that's allowing you to have a certain amount of confidence as you navigate whatever the situation is. You know that there's better opportunities around you, and you know that there's going to be people that can help guide you through whatever this is, and that's why you are going to be able to get the justice that you deserve and move towards the Page of Cups that you're desiring. So, really nice so far. This looks good. Let's see now what happens next. The Hermit. There's the Five of Cups. So, the Five of Cups is a similar card to the Eight of Cups, but it is a little bit more painful, and it's not really an avoidable situation. With the Eight of Cups, you're walking away from something willingly. With the Five of Cups, something has happened that has upturned whatever emotional pain you're experiencing, and you can see now there's this mess here of all these cups that are spilling out. Those are the emotions overflowing after they've been disrupted by some event that has knocked them over. And we have it across here from the Hermit. So what I'm thinking is, even though you know these wrongs will be righted, you're still in a position of thinking through what the next sort of stage of whatever this situation is going to look like for you. So you're going into hermit mode. You're pulling into yourself and thinking through the things that you're seeing and experiencing, and trying to get some kind of understanding about what all of it means to you, how to navigate it, how to deal with it. And that is not, I don't think, a very pleasant experience for you. That's why I think we have the Five of Cups here. You're trying to navigate this internal space, and you're having to touch on some things that are probably a bit difficult, and you're probably realizing certain things that are painful truths that still have to be addressed and acknowledged and dealt with. I see you moving in the right direction, but that doesn't mean that that's an easy process. But again, remember, justice will be served in one form or another. So I think things are moving in a good direction here, but I definitely sense a level of pain that is also happening here. So let's see what's in the middle of all of this. I might give some insight into this. Oh, nice. The Ten of Pentacles. Again, I think this is also somewhat representative of what you're trying to move towards. The Page of Cups represents maybe the face of this situation, and the Ten of Pentacles, I think, represents the sort of it's the life that you want to be moving towards. It's whatever your situation is, whether you're like looking for new employment, or whether you're dealing with some kind of romantic situation, or whether you're dealing with some financial struggles. Whatever it is that you're going through, you're moving towards something that is really going to be the best version of your life. And so that Ten of Pentacles in the middle of everything is the actual form of what it is that you want to accomplish and achieve. And the Page of Cups, I think, is representative more of the initial idea that is pushing you towards that thing that starts to come into more focus the more you take time to go into hermit mode and think through the things that you want or don't want, the things you want to move towards, the things you want to avoid. And all of that contemplative energy is going to allow you to start really making sense of what it is that you want to accomplish and move towards. And that's what this Ten of Pentacles, this is the final conclusion of whatever this Ace of Discs is. This is the new opportunity approaching. It's being delivered in some form by something that is represented by the Page of Cups, who's delivering this cup. And then from this cup, you can start to, plant the seed of whatever it is that you want to build. And your eye on the prize of what you're trying to head towards, like that's what your eye is on, is that Ten of Pentacles, and that's the direction you really want to get to. So yeah, again, as I said, there's a little bit of pain here in the middle. It's a difficult situation to navigate whatever it is, but it's definitely one that is motivating you to move into a better place. Okay, so now let's see what we get here. We get a Nine of Wands and a Five of Wands. Okay, so here's the conflict. This I see as almost being perhaps what's going on in the physical world. This is what's going on, I think, inside of your emotional and mental realm, your thoughts and your feelings. This is, I think, this top row is kind of it's what's motivating you and pushing you and guiding you forward. And this is the events as they're sort of unfolding. So with this Nine of Wands, this is someone who's been through some hardships. It almost is represented. It kind of looks like he's in some sort of arena. So maybe he's like some gladiator trying to fight these battles, and he's finally made it to the final round. He has to beat the final boss to be able to move on to the prize that he's searching for or trying to achieve. And this is that card of that last leg. So it's a very powerful energy in terms of feeling very motivated and empowered. To accomplish a task that might otherwise seem impossible to actually be able to complete. And here I think this is the sort of what has been going on in this arena. This is the conflict and the fighting. This is the trying to get some sense of how to balance out whatever opposing forces are a part of your situation. So you're going through this period of reflecting on how things are unfolding, and this is you actually experiencing those things as they're unfolding. And that's why I think these two cards here are sort of right here in the middle of them is the Eight of Cups. So this, whatever this situation is, this conflict that you're going to be able to rise above in your own way, but perhaps part of how you rise above that is just moving on to the next thing, whatever that might be. So let us see now what our last card here is going to be. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, it's going to be a rough transition, but the Five of Pentacles right behind it, or eventually right on top of it, is the Ten of Pentacles. So we'll be able to double, you'll be able to level up, as they say sometimes, and even though going through this process of walking away is going to be difficult, it's going to be hard. This is the card of short-term hardships. They are things that you can eventually get away from, but they are not easy. This is also sometimes representative of trying to do things in your own way when, they're outside of this, whether it's a castle or a church, but they could go inside into the warmth and they don't. They're staying out in the cold and trying to navigate it on their own. And that, depending on the situation, maybe could be a good or a bad way of handling things. But this is a card of being out in the cold for a certain amount of time. But you're moving towards something better. You're moving towards this ace. So this 5 together with this ace will eventually get you to this 10 that you're really trying to visualize and make sure that that's the thing you're putting your time and energy and moving towards. And again, you've got guidance that's going to be providing you help through whatever this difficult situation is. But again, nothing about this makes any of this seem easy. It's just that it's a process that will work out well, but it is going to be a rough, bumpy road. But you're moving in the right direction is definitely what I'm getting from this. So the fact that there is a defeat here, perhaps it's not even really you being defeated. Perhaps the defeat here is you overcoming this situation that you're dealing with, whatever that might be. So maybe that's you putting this thing down, whatever this is that you're trying to get away from or trying to leave behind. And so perhaps it's a defeat on one level, but it seems to me to feel a little bit more like a victory in the long term for you, even though perhaps the defeat element is, it's maybe a situation to where even if you win in this situation, it doesn't feel like you've won because it's such a difficult situation. But you're moving towards better things, regardless of how the short-term pain of whatever this situation is for you is going to leave you feeling. So again, even a success can feel like a defeat if it's a difficult enough situation, but you'll be able to get through it. You've got the power to be able to fight against whatever this is and walk away. It's going to be hard, but you're moving towards the Ten of Pentacles life that you're really hoping to achieve. So that feels nice. So now let's see what we get from the shadow deck. All right, so we're going to pull one card from here. Alright, so let's see what's going on in your unconscious energy. What are you thinking about? What's going on in your head? Alright, and we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, the Eight of Wands. What would that be meaning here? So the Eight of Wands is a card of quick, rapid change. There's a little bit too that has to do with communication. Maybe a rapid new like channel of communication is happening, or some event is occurring quickly. I think whatever this situation is that you're dealing with, however this is fitting into your life and your whatever it is you're dealing with, I think this might be representative of sort of a quick breakthrough insight. So as you're going into hermit mode and thinking through the pain of whatever this situation is for you, that Eight of Wands is that quick, fast insight that allows you to see clearly exactly how you should progress through whatever this situation is. And that's going to allow you to be able to deal with whatever this Five of Cups feeling is, so you can move on to this Ace of Discs and eventually get that Ten of Discs up there. So that's what I think is happening in your unconscious energy, is that I think there's maybe a part inside of you that is sort of changing quickly in terms of gaining perspective on whatever your situation is. And what you don't see coming is the Eight of Cups, another 8. Right? It's the Eight of Cups right here. I think what you don't see coming is realizing that whatever it is that you're walking away from, this is okay. So I think what's happening here is this clarity of insight that's coming from the Eight of Wands. Your thoughts are going to allow you to make sense of how to best look at the situation, and that's what is going to be the breakthrough that allows you to be able to walk away from whatever it is that's holding you back in this situation. So that's why it's what you don't see coming, is because this is going to be such a quick, rapid influx of information that's what's going to give you that spark that's going to allow you to really be able to enter into this energy of the Eight of Cups and walk away from the conflicts that are really holding you back. So that feels pretty nice. Like I said, definitely some difficult things to deal with here, but it's nice to see that it's moving in a positive direction, despite the fact that there's going to be some bumps in the road. You know, good things are never easy, but that doesn't mean that you can't learn and grow from whatever those difficult situations are that really help define us and help us figure out who we are and how we react to the things that hold us back, and then learn to not be held back by them in the future. So really nice message there. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. If you know anyone else that would enjoy this or other videos of mine, please share them. And yeah, you have a great rest of your day.